legacy is not what I'm doing for myself. It's what I'm doing for the next generation. Cannot believe it. We're on the last episode of the first season of Beauty is a Beast, the podcast where we are unleashing our inner beast. Y'all already know when everything that's connected to us. And y'all, we're on the last B, brand, your business, everything that is needed for your legacy. Okay, so I know some of y'all are like, Faith, I don't have a brand. I don't have a business. Well, that can be changed. That can all stop today. Well, can all start today, however you want to look at it. That can be changed today because, I'm going to first talk to you about why it's important to even have a brand, to even have a business. Okay, if anything, we ought to all be able to look at 2020 and be like, what was I doing the whole time? Like, I'm still kicking myself in the tail that I did not formally start my company before all of that went down. Number one, because of all of the aid that there was in the stimulus package for businesses. I mean, the financial help that was available to businesses. And look, for those of you who was not inspired by 2020 to start your own thing that you can't be fired from, I'm going to pray for you because listen, I don't know what to say. If you were not inspired, if you were not sitting there thinking, man, I wish I really would have started that thing. I wish I really would have wrote that book. I wish I really would have started that podcast. I wish I really would have started that YouTube channel before. I wish I really would have started that business, because when 2020 hit, everything that could have been shaken, shook. Everybody's job got shook. Everybody just did not know where they were going to stand. And so it's like, you need something that you don't have to worry about it being shaken. You don't have to worry about the shaking that can come with life. Life is known to have shakings, right? But when you have your brand, when you are focused on your legacy, look, you're not going to just sit there and say, okay, I'm going to put all my eggs in something that can be snatched from up under me at any moment. I'm not going to just put, I appreciate my 9 to 5. I appreciate my corporate office, but at the same time, I know I got children that I want to leave them something. I have a legacy that I want to leave, and legacy is not just about the finances. It's not just about, you. Just like the quote said in the intro, it's about the next generation. It's about looking out for them. It's about saying, look, I got you. And if you know me, and especially if you come from my YouTube channel, then you know already how I feel about those 3 words right there. I got you. I got you. I got you. And having your own brand is basically you telling the next generation, you telling your seed, you telling your future children and grandchildren that you got them, you got their back. So for me, I'll just start. I am a woman who I've had a business. I used to sell hair extensions. It was really a good business. I loved it. I mean, I can't say I loved it. I liked it. I was really in it for the wrong reasons. I was only in it for the money, and I wasn't in it to help people. And I feel like you have to pair your business with a purpose, but I'm getting to that. I was in it for the wrong reasons. So when the shaking happened, like it often does, I crumbled under that pressure. Like, I look back and I'm like, dang, Faith, you really could have handled that. If that was, something that you wanted to handle, you really could have handled that. It was one customer that did me dirty that I felt like I had to give her product that really made me say, forget it, forget the whole thing, and walked away from everything. But I know that it was meant to be because I didn't have purpose connected to that. And the reason why I wanted to have that business was because of the money. I wanted the lifestyle. I wanted to be the plug. I wanted to be the hair plug. And locally, I did well. Online, I did well. I just wasn't in it for the right reasons. My heart wasn't in it. It was a no. It wasn't set up right. Like I didn't make it an LLC. I didn't trademark the names, like all of the stuff. I didn't even have an EIN. Like I didn't have any of that set up. And I knew that the Lord, I didn't know it then, but I know now that the Lord had to have been teaching me something during that time. I can look back on that now and say that's why the shaking was able to shatter it. The shaking was able to shatter it because, number one, I wasn't in it for the right reasons. The shaking was able to shatter it because it wasn't for me. Now, fast forward, when you find a company or you find a business model that is for you and you're doing it for the right reasons, the shaking can't shatter it. You can recognize that the shaking is going to come. You can recognize that, but you want to do something that you could do even if there's no money attached to it. You want to do something that you could do even if nobody ever hears it. You want to do something that you could do that nobody can fire you from. Period. That's the whole thing. Like, you want to be able to set something up that your grandchildren are going to thank you for. And back to that, like you want to unleash your inner beast in even if it's something like writing a book. What were y'all doing in 2020? Like, I don't even want to keep saying that because it sounds really insensitive. It really does. And I apologize if it's coming across that way because that's not my heart about it. I just feel like we had such great opportunity to do what it is that we've been called to do. We had such great opportunity to create the company, to learn how to create a company if you didn't know how to create a company. We had such great opportunity, and it's not too late. And I want you to walk away from this episode feeling inspired to start your own thing, feeling inspired to start your brand, feeling inspired to go and make that YouTube video, like feeling inspired. Even if you go and say, I was listening to Faith's podcast, Beauty is a Beast podcast, and she said something about starting your own brand. And some of y'all are going to go ahead and do videos and things about just branding. Some of y'all are going to do videos about women being the best they can be. You know, I don't mind if you get inspiration from what I'm doing. It's not copying, or it's not stealing. It's copying with taste. Like I told y'all in the beginning, I know right now that this formula that I'm giving you, the 3 Bs, I heard it from Tony Gaskins. And I'm not stealing his formula. Like, I'm telling you where I heard it from. I'm telling you how I kind of switched it up and changed it up a little bit because he used a different word than what I'm using. But you can be inspired anywhere. There is no reason why you're not, especially if someone is doing something that you want to do and they are very successful at it. You definitely want to see how they're doing what it is that they're doing. I know a lot of people who are just comfortable with their 9 to 5, and that's okay. I'm not hating on the 9 to 5. I still have a 9 to 5, but guess what? I have other things too, other streams of income as well, that I don't have to just focus on my 9 to 5. I don't have to just work from paycheck to paycheck. And that's not me bragging. That's just me saying, I understand that You want to create something that you can't get fired from. And the reason you want to do it with the Lord so that it has purpose is so that you don't quit when you don't see immediate success. Nothing is going to blow up overnight. You hear those people that are like, oh, I got overnight success, or oh, he or she got overnight success. No, you may have just found them overnight, but I guarantee you he or she has been working at that for years. He or she has been perfecting their craft and they've been stewarding and getting the knowledge and doing what needs to be done so that they can actually have the longevity in that for years. Nothing just happens overnight. Now, you do have those cases where it's like, oh, this happened and then the next day it just blew up on YouTube. Like, that can happen. But 9 times out of 10, it's not that. 9 times out of 10, you got to put the work in even when nobody's looking. 9 times out of 10, you got to be consistent even when nobody's looking. You got to keep designing those clothes even when no one is reaching out to you to make designs for them. You got to keep making those podcasts even if nobody's listening. You got to keep making those YouTube videos even when nobody's watching. My first YouTube video probably got like 6 views. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But it did not bother me. Like, it didn't bother me at all because I love it. I love creating content. I love doing that. So I just kept going. Now, there have been days where I wanted to just stop, where I felt like, okay, my voice, nobody's going to listen to me. Like, nobody likes what I'm saying. But the more you do it, the more you find your voice. When the Lord gave me Beauty is a Beast and told me to create a podcast and gave me self-love TikTok and all of that stuff, when the Lord began to talk to me about all of that, it was a year into me doing and filming my YouTube videos. On my YouTube videos, I'm on there and I'm, giving prophetic words and I'm sharing my journey. But at the same time, the Lord is beginning to show me and shift me in different directions, even as it pertains to my YouTube videos. So as you get started, you will find your voice and you will find your avenue. You will find your niche. You will find everything. But the key is you have to get started. The key is you have to create something that you can't get fired from. The key is you have to remain consistent in that thing. And that's why you want to find purpose in it. The reason why it was so easy for me to give up on shoot, I forgot the name of it, on the Bomb Boutique, my hair company that I had. The reason why it was so easy, because there was no purpose attached to that. There was no purpose tied to that. I just did it. I wanted to have the lifestyle. Y'all, I actually really wanted to be just like this girl named Ming Lee. I'm sure all of y'all know who she is. If you don't, she is a very well-known hair guru in Atlanta, and she's known for Snob Life. And so I watched her. I watched her content, and I just loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. I want to do hair. I want to go to beauty school. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it was not attached to anything productive. It was just like, I want the lifestyle. I want people to be like, oh, Faith is the plug for the hair. But no, that wasn't God's plan for me. That wasn't what he wanted me to do. What he wanted me to do is to go through some stuff, go through some shaking, and be able to come out on the other side and to encourage women through whatever means necessary, to encourage women to unleash their inner beast, to encourage women to be their best self, to encourage women, even like you, to start your own podcast, start your own YouTube channel, start your own whatever, create courses, make sure that you are doing what it is that you need to do so that you are not at the mercy of your 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 could be gone tomorrow. You want to make sure you have something that you can stand on. It's possible. It is so possible. That's why having a brand, having a business is important. Then you want to have the brain so that you can steward it all. Then you want to go through the beautification process. You want to go through the beautification process first. That's why I made that first be I made that the beautification process, because you want to go through that beautification process first. Then you want to go through the brain so that you would be able to steward what it is that you have discovered is your path. Then you want to create the brand surrounding that with a message that has a message, because people get sold to all the time, but when your product is connected to a message, oh, that's different. That's real different. So you want to make sure, ladies, that you're unleashing your inner beast in that area in your business. Are you passionate about it? Is it something that you can do when it doesn't seem like anyone's paying attention? Or is it something that you would just give up on, like I just did with my hair company? Yeah, it's doing good, but the moment the shaking comes, the moment that I have this, not a fallout, but the moment that I have this disagreement with a customer who manipulated me, I'm going to just walk away from it all. Are you like that? Which one are you? Make sure you get to a place and find the thing that you can do and not be paid for. And so that when you start getting paid for it, because you will, when you start getting paid for it, it's like a bonus. It's just like a reward for your consistency. So y'all, I cannot believe that this is the last episode of the first season. I did it. Yeah, I'm proud. I ain't even going front. Like, I'm so proud of myself for starting this podcast and helping you. This is definitely not going to be the end. I pray that I have 1,700 seasons of this Beauty is a Beast podcast, because I believe in it so much, and I believe in you ladies so much. And I know that this entire podcast is going to be a game changer. I plan on bringing in more guests. I plan on just talking to you and helping you navigate your process through your healing, navigate your process to being the best you could be, navigating your process even to your brand, even to building that legacy for your future children and grandchildren. I plan on being there with you through that process and encouraging you along the way, because I love you so much, and I cannot wait to see you in the next season. Now, y'all take these 3 B's with you. These are very important things. I don't care if you don't remember a single episode. If you don't remember another episode, I pray that you remember the 3 B's. The beautification. You're going to go through the beautification. Take yourself through the beautification. The brains, invest in your knowledge. Invest in the knowledge so that you can steward everything that you are about to get. Invest in the knowledge so that you can steward it and keep it. And the brand, invest in your brand, invest in you, invest in what it is you're called to do, so that you cannot get fired from this. So that even if your 9 to 5 decides to just let you go out of nowhere, that you're straight. Remember those 3 B's. Make sure you leave me a message. I want to know, have you started your brand? What do you think about legacy? Have you even considered legacy? Make sure you leave me a message. As you're looking at your phone, it's going to be on the left side where you can leave me a message. I want to hear from you. You guys already know I love you so much, and I cannot wait to see you in season 2.